Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about features of GST. In the previous session we have discussed what is GST, what are the types of GST and why GST has been introduced. So now today let us discuss what is the features of GST. So first and foremost feature is GST is levied on supply of goods and services. So whenever you supply anything, it may be goods or it may be services. Whenever you are supplying anything, you have to collect the GST from your customers. And on behalf of your customers, you have to deposit that GST amount to the government. So under GST, the taxable event will be supply of goods and services. So the second feature is, so this GST is based on the principle of destination based consumption tax. Earlier what happens is, it was on a origin based consumption tax. Excise duty was levied on manufacturing of goods. So whenever excise duties was levied on manufacturing of your goods, it was a origin based tax. For example, if you are producing something in Karnataka, so you have to pay the tax to Karnataka government. But under GST, it was replaced by destination based consumption tax. Here what happens is, if you are a supplier of goods and if you are in the state of Karnataka and if you are supplying the goods to some other person in the state of Mumbai, so you have to pay the GST to central government as well as the government of Mumbai. Then if the same goods is supplied again to some other persons in Tamil Nadu, then that GST whatever collected by Mumbai have to give it back to the central government and central government will be giving it to the Tamil Nadu government. So this is how the GST works. So it is consumption based destination tax. Ultimately where the goods have been consumed, that state will earn the revenue from that transaction. So that is called as destination based consumption tax. So the next feature is dual tax. So we know under GST, so in India there is a central government and there is state government for each of the state. So under GST, the income earned through the GST will be shared between central government and state government in equal proportion. For example, if you are supplying a goods at the rate of 5%, then 2.5% will be earned by the central government and 2.5% will be earned by the state government. So under dual GST, state as well as central government, both are having the power to charge GST on the same transaction. That is called as dual GST. And next one, interstate supply IGST will be applied. So as we discussed earlier, if you are from Karnataka state and if you are supplying the goods from a dealer in Mumbai, then so it is the transaction taken place between two states, that is Karnataka and Mumbai, that is called as interstate supply, and on interstate supplies integrated goods and services tax, that is IGST, will be levied. And the next feature is for the intrastate supplies, that is the supply taken place within the state, so they are going to levy so CGST as well as SGST. So if you are supplying within the state or if you are supplying within union territories, the type of GST will be levied is central goods and services tax as well as state goods and services tax in case it is state, and union territory tax if it is in union territories. So intrastate supplies CGST and UTGST, interstate supplies IGST will be levied. So next feature is applicable on all goods except alcoholic liquor for human consumption. So as of now, on alcohol the excise duty will be levied. Okay. So but GST is not levied on alcoholic liquor for human consumption, and it is out of the definition of GST. If you want to introduce GST on alcoholic liquor for human consumption, you have to again amend the entire act and you have to add the alcoholic liquor for human consumption in the definition of GST. That is one thing. And another feature is GST on 5 petroleum products. So 5 petroleum products are high speed motor, diesel, motor spirit, diesel and crude oil, ATF, etc. On these products till the date no GST will be levied. But if the government wants, if on the recommendation of GST Council, they can charge the GST from tomorrow itself by bringing the notification. Whereas alcoholic liquor for human consumption, they cannot levy the GST whenever they want. If they want to levy the GST on alcoholic liquor for human consumption, they have to amend the entire act, then they have to levy the GST on alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Whereas on petroleum products, till date there is no GST on petroleum products, but if they want, they can charge the GST if the GST Council is recommend that. Who is GST Council? GST Council is a powerful committee which recommends the type of GST to be charged, the rates of GST and the goods or services on which the GST will be applied. So if GST Council recommends, then they can charge the GST from tomorrow itself. The next feature is all the transaction and processes through only electronic mode. So under GST, entire process starting from registration to filing the returns, everything is done through electronic mode only. No manually GST registration is accepted. Everything is through electronic mode only, because everything is through electronic mode only. Then next feature, tobacco and tobacco products attract the GST in addition to central excise duty. Okay, if you are consumer of a tobacco or tobacco products, you have to pay excise duty plus you have to pay GST. And in all other types of goods, you have to pay only GST, whereas tobacco and tobacco products are exception to this. You have to pay GST as well as you have to pay central excise duty for the purchasing of tobacco and tobacco products. So these are the features of GST. So let us continue in the next session. Thank you.